So what makes some people function well under pressure, whereas others don't? I've thought about that, and when you're balancing many different commitments, you've got one job, another job, a deadline, perhaps children to pick up from school, your car breaks down, how can you function? Well, I think it's all to do with how you manage tasks. Think of your brain a bit like the computer I'm speaking to at the moment. We've got RAM, that is the short-term, immediate power, if you like, that drives the computer. And you've got a hard disk. It could be a cloud storage, but you've got somewhere that ideas and concepts are stored. Now, when you're going about living your life, you want to be enjoying what you're doing. You don't want to be thinking, I just know that I need to buy some sellotape. If you're in a shop and you can buy sellotape, great, it's a good thing to do. So how do we do this? Well, firstly, I would say get a calendar in an electronic format. There's plenty available. I would personally recommend Google Calendar. You can sync it to your phone, to your desktop. If needed, you can even share it to other people. How I would manage tasks, I would see a day, for example, where I've got time, and I would move various different jobs to that particular time. If an email comes in, for example, I can deal with it immediately. I'll just deal with it immediately. Or I'll be brutal and delete it or save it for reference. However, some of them require ongoing action. Personally, what I then do is mark it as read and put in my calendar the time that I would then address that and deal with the ongoing actions. But that's just a bit about work. How about life in general? Well, an app that I've discovered is called Whisk. It's fantastic, and it's also available free. It is to do with shopping lists, essentially, and you can go on the internet, see a recipe, one click, download all the ingredients. You can either then order it online, or, which I use it more for, is that it then orders it in your phone in an aisle by aisle basis. You're actually able to add items to Whisk using smart, what's the word? See, too much on my thing, I'm just doing this spontaneously. Using smart devices such as Google Home or Alexa, you can ask them to talk to Whisk and add things. This means when you're in the right place, you've got your shopping list. Another thing I'd recommend is a reference managing system. I use Zotero. It's fantastic in that it can integrate well with other free software. Zotero is similar to what academics would use. You may hear EndNote, which has cost attributed to it, but Zotero, you don't need it purely for academic journals. You can just use Zotero and save internet pages that, if you wish, you can refer to later. So in summary, you're getting a lot of information in, you need to quickly process it and think how best to deal with this. And there's some tools that I found helpful, and I hope you do too. As you can see, it's Christmas time here. So then you also think about what thought process is needed in a task. So, for example, I may be dipping in my productivity, say 2 p.m., whereas I may be extremely productive at 9 a.m. and perhaps 7 p.m., when you can get that focus flow state. So when you're planning tasks that you need to do, such as wrapping Christmas presents, I would move those to times when you think you're going to be less productive and don't need your full concentration for. So with that, I'd like to wish you all a Merry Christmas and all the best for 2021.